So update, we are still trying to get the sink out. We're undoing these bolts here so that we can take the sink out. Jeff has it's loose, but you can't take it out until the plumbing is detached. How long did that take?
Too long. Behind schedule.
So we are always running into problems because things are old. So for example, these things that connect the faucet are so corroded on there that you can't use even the proper tool to get it off. And so Jeff is now drilling holes to pry it off. It's turning, people. We're making progress. So I put the sink in the tub. The front side isn't that bad, just the part that was covered by the faucet. Here's what I'm using. It's specifically for like products that have a lot of water. Damage from like calcium, lime, or rust. So I used this on the tub when I cleaned the tub. Update, the countertop was screwed on with something way back there. So tried getting it off. It cracked, which is fine, but we still just need to measure the sink area. We are now putting in the drawer handles. There's no drawer there. They're the fake ones. Now that we have the countertop off, it's a lot easier to put the handles on. The sink. Now it's drying. You can see like an outline from where the last faucet is, but this is gonna be good enough for me now. Alright, so strange thing happened. We ordered this countertop kit. Oh, this is terrible lighting. And if you notice, this backsplash is different than the countertop. The backsplash is the correct pattern we ordered. The countertop is the incorrect pattern. In the backsplash, there's like this beige color. And it was supposed to be like more spread out veins. But I can see how the kit would get messed up because they're really close. It was like off by one of the SKU numbers. But we actually like the countertop enough. We're gonna try to get the backsplash replaced at Home Depot. We've got our measurements made. This is what needs to be cut off. It's a little too long for our countertop. And then we've got where our sink will lay. Tomorrow we will cut. Okay, so we're using a spade bit to start the cut. The drill bit, or the little saw got stuck, came out of the jigsaw itself. Oh, I bet we can still use that. So here's what the sinkhole looks like without the tape. It's not perfect, but we know that it will fit because it's the replica of this. We're gonna do a test fit. This is kind of like when we did this in the shower. Very nerve-wracking. Oh jeez. Yay.
It's like a glove.
We did
Praise
this.
God.
We did this janky thing where we put this old one on top of here and traced it. That was our method.
Would I recommend? Maybe.
Hey, it worked for us. Big bummer. This wall, this line that we cut is straight. Or actually, we didn't even cut this side. This is actually the side that we didn't have to cut. So this wall is just from 1910 and not put in correctly. So now, even when there's a straight line cut here, it doesn't fit. So one of those things for the old house that you have to problem solve with, but it looks so much better than the last one. That's the key. We are rolling this. Show them what kind it is. Plumber's putty. That we got at Home Depot. And we're putting new plumber's putty on this very old sink. And I cleaned it as best as I could, but some of this rust was actually holding it together. But we saved $60 because the outside looks, or the part that shows looks perfectly fine. So. And if we were to get a new sink, it would be a possibility that it wouldn't line up with the current plumbing that we have, so we don't want to have to deal with that as well. Okay, so Jeff right now is putting on these little clips that go all the way around the sink, and they help hold the sink to the countertop from the bottom. The silicone that I'm putting around the sink edge, it's the Gorilla Glue brand. It's 100% silicone and it's clear, and it's all purpose, so it even lists sink in one of the options. And so I've already spread it on the front and the sides. Here's what it looks like when you put it on the back. And then the trick is to just have a bowl of soapy water and just use your finger to smooth that out. And then I just kind of, once I get some on my finger, I scrape it onto a paper towel, and then I use a 5-in-1 tool to just kind of, if it ends up getting on the countertop, to kind of scrape it off. Jeff is down there screwing in those corner screws. They're in the, you can't even see them with the drawers in. Oh, over here. Oops. That very corner piece over there, it screws a little bit into the countertop, so the countertop doesn't move when you press on it. Part of the process, you can see up here, Jeff put these little, what are they called, Jeff?
Just wedges.
Little wedges up there. Yeah, there's like 3 right there in the corner, just so that the countertop would be level, and then you can see he also screwed in the corner pieces to the laminate. Quite the process. So here's my setup for sanding. I just taped a bunch of pieces of paper along the edge so that the sanded stuff would not fall down the cracks. Alright, so I think I've come up with a solution for this crack here. We have a scrap piece from one of the sides that we trimmed off that I think we can cut to fit here like a backsplash. Okay, we've got our little backsplash piece cut. I'm gonna go upstairs and see if it fits. I'm gonna place this here, and since this end cap isn't showing, I'm gonna use the end cap for this side to cover this top part and to cover this side part. So I've measured, and now I'm just cutting with scissors actually to make it fit across here, and then I'll be ironing it on with a clothing iron. Then I'm gonna use this side to cover up this little portion here. Okay, so I ended up having to round this corner here because you can see the corner isn't perfectly like at a point. So you can see here that I just rounded one of that right corner. Okay, so I've cut this little piece and you can see that it's just going to fit right there. So the reason we're putting this here is because that crack, but there will be a backsplash along the whole edging here. Unfortunately, they packaged our countertop wrong, so it didn't match this countertop, the one that we received, and so the backsplash is on back order, so it might be another month or so. You can see that there's kind of a crack here, but that will be covered up by the backsplash that will be going against this wall here. I think this is heated up enough. YouTube said to put it on cotton mode, but we don't have cotton mode, so I just made sure it wasn't gonna steam. I feel it sticking. I was worried that this is gonna like melt it, but Jeff made the point that you can put hot pans on a countertop. I mean, you shouldn't for too long, but yeah, I think that's good to go. Here's what it looks like. This kit that we got, it was $200 at Home Depot, and the back of this has like glue on it that's hardened, so that when you heat it up, it adheres to the laminate or the piece of wood. So this is what the top looks like here. Really blends in well, and here's that little edge piece. Okay, so now I'm thinking the top part, I'm gonna use a white caulk actually, because I want to hide like these, this crack where the wall is uneven, and I think that will do the trick. And then I'll just use the clear caulk for underneath.